Good morning. This is John Lyons here. Again, I have several videos on YouTube of ham radio and CB and different hobbies here that we have. This morning we're going to be giving a demonstration of shortwave radio or shortwave radio listening. I have various shortwave receivers set up here in the shack to give you a little demonstration here. You may be asking yourself, what is shortwave radio, or what is shortwave radio listening? Shortwave listening is known to be a hobby. Shortwave is better than normal AM or FM radio because it is higher in frequency and therefore it can go longer range and even around the world. You can eavesdrop on signals the general public normally doesn't receive. A shortwave receiver can catch various channels from all over the world. For instance, you would be able to pick up Japan, Moscow, Korea, France, Singapore, and more. And of course, the Japan and the foreign language shortwave radio is broadcast in English, so you would be able to understand what they were saying, and it's interesting to get another country's perspective on what's going on here in the world. I find it a fascinating hobby, along with amateur radio. And shortwave receiver frequencies are generally in a range from 1,600 kilocycles to 30,000 kilocycles, and it's worth exploring. It could maybe even get you into being interested in amateur radio. I've been in the hobby probably for 35 years. I am a licensed ham radio operator, and I find it to be a fascinating hobby. The first radio we're going to take a look at here is a World Star receiver here. It is a World Star MG5000, and this receiver here is old. It's probably 35 years old, and I can remember buying it at a yard sale one Saturday morning. Me and my wife was at a yard sale, and I saw it, and I had to have it. I think I paid about $3 for it back then, about 35 years ago, and
senators were shown a fake
we'll
picture.
cut it on here.
You see, it's coming undone, but that's what they want.
And
Bin Laden
and this morning, of course, on shortwave radio, they're talking about Bin Laden. Is he dead? Isn't he dead?
By the way, SEAL Team 6 allegedly doesn't even...
Depends on who you're listening to. Quite frankly, I think you're dead as a doornail myself. But anyhow, we won't touch on that subject too much. I've had this World Star here for 35 years, like I said, and it works good. It's a tremendous receiver. And I have also, we'll move over here to this one here. I don't know if you can see this one or not. It's not too much, the light's not coming in too good on this one here. It is it's a DX392 Radio Shack made it, and this radio here is probably about I guess it to be about 25 years old, and it still works good.
Yes, in the early hours of Wednesday morning, 6 armed masked men held up the guards of the West Jail.
And I believe they too
They forced them to give up the keys and then freed 91 prisoners. Now, amongst those prisoners were people serving time for crimes like rape and murder.
I'm not sure what they're talking about. I haven't been tuned in that long. It doesn't sound.
But also, they managed to break into the prison's armory and make off.
But anyhow, this receiver here is tuned to 9580 on the shortwave radio. It is a DX392. It's kind of hard to see the numbers on it with these digital cameras. The resolution isn't really all that good, to tell you the truth.
A very significant one in a country where, as you said,
You can see there it's on the 9580 on shortwave band, and it's a real good receiver. Shortwave radio comes in a lot better at night, I think, than it does at daytime. I like listening to it at nighttime. And this next radio here, this is a Grundig here. It's a Grundig FR2000. It too is a good shortwave radio. If you're just getting into it, you can pick this up at Radio Shack pretty cheap. It's probably $29 or something like that. Depends on where you get it at. I've seen them for around $29. It's a pretty decent radio. And I'll cut it on there. I'll let you listen to it. It's It's kind of sensitive to tune. The radio is. And I have no idea what these guys are talking about. They're speaking in a foreign language. But it's coming in pretty good anyhow. And it sounds pretty good. Anyhow, we'll move over here to another shortwave radio. This is a Colby here. A Colby. Looking for the model number on it. But anyhow, I picked this radio up. This one here is dirt cheap here. This is the shortwave receiver here, and I'll cut it on here. I think the battery is about gone in this thing. Anyhow, this thing is very sensitive to tune. Yep, the batteries are gone in that. I'll have to put some more batteries in it there. But that's a Colby, and you can pick that up probably for around